What's happening, guys? The trailer for the Amazing Spider-Man 2 video game is supposed to be released either this week or next week. Beenox can't make up things together, they don't know for sure themselves. So hopefully it will be released soon, really soon. I can't wait anymore, and hopefully it will actually show us some gameplay footage, not just cinematics. And let's talk about the possible villains, main villain of the video game, as well as other things such as, the small villains during the game, the B-list villains that we're going to face during the game, as well as other small plot elements. Now, I'd like to talk a little bit more about the possible, plot of the game. And, first thing I'd like to bring, I'm not sure if if anyone bring this before, but what's up with Gwen Stacy? I mean, the game obviously takes place in the alternative, universe, It's canon, as I mentioned previously, canon only in terms of alternative storyline. So if Gwen dies in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, will we see her in the game? Like she's alive there and nothing happened to her, like she's still alive. That's really interesting. I mean, the game universe and movie universe, they obviously differ big time. For example, take the Rhino from the first game. He was basically cross-species Rhino, and in the movie we've got the Ultimate Rhino, the mechanical suit Rhino. I mean, two different characters, absolutely different stories. So I'm wondering, since the game is kinda supposed to be like kids friendly, if Gwen dies in the Amazing Spider-Man 2 and the game takes place after the movie, I'm pretty sure about it. Will they show, like in the prologue, in the intro of the game, like, oh, Gwen died, but we should move on, Peter should move on, or she will actually be alive in the game and well and healthy. That's really interesting. I'm really curious, what do you guys think about this? I highly doubt that we'll see Gwen Stacy in the upcoming trailer for some reason. I don't think we will. So yeah, that's something I've been thinking about recently. Also, like, who's the main villain of the video game? Not Electro, probably. The game, just like the first one, presumably takes place after the movie. So Electro is defeated, Harry, Green Goblin is probably defeated or whatever. The synopsis for the game says that Peter is going to look for Uncle Ben's killer. Now, and it says that, it's unknown if it's a person, like human or creature. That's what synopsis told us. So maybe he's some sort of villain, he will be the main focus of this game. I just really hope they won't bring the whole Smythe and Oscorp's huge robots infesting New York City once again, and this was like ridiculous. I didn't like it at all. Like, it was kinda, well, I don't want to say unrealistic, it's a Spider-Man game, but yeah, who knows, who is the main villain of the game? Electro is probably defeated, he's already at Ravencroft or somewhere there. So I really hope that, we will have some interaction with Electro, sort of like Peter had some brief interactions, like, actually not a brief interaction, Dr. Connors was featured in the game, like he escaped the prison and everything. So hopefully we'll see something similar in the second game. I mean, Electro, last time I thought Electro was probably in 2001 in Spider-Man 2, PS2 version, PS1 version. I don't remember Electro. Oh no, I'm sorry. Actually, it was Shattered Dimensions, Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. Electro is truly cinematic villain, and he's perfect for a game. Imagine like fighting Electro, dodging all the lightning bolts and everything. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure they won't follow the movie storyline, like we won't actually go through a movie while playing a game. The game takes place after the movie. So hopefully there will be some interaction with Electro, with Max Dillon. So yeah, what do you guys think? Like, who's the main villain possibly? Electro not. Uncle Ben's killer, and he's a creature, so presumably it means that he's like, he's the villain. He will become a villain like Shocker or somebody else. Well, no, Shocker highly unlikely. I mean, he's a B-list villain, so he can't be the main villain of. Probably Oscorp. I don't know. Probably Oscorp will be the main villain of this game. Maybe Green Goblin. I don't know. The release date. Binox said on their Twitter that the game is coming out spring 2014. They didn't say that it is coming in April, May, June. It's spring. So probably in order to keep certain things a surprise, the game will be released like a little bit later than the movie. The first game was released a little bit earlier, as far as I remember, but there was nothing groundbreaking. It just only confirmed that Dr. Connors will stay alive, he won't die in the actual movie. So it would be wise to release the game a little bit like later. Or maybe they will completely mess up with the story and the game will be actually a sequel to the previous game and nothing to do with Electro. That would suck, like big time, but yeah, and the trailer is almost here now. I think we definitely need to see some gameplay footage, like there should be a scene where Spidey's webs attached to the building, like not the sky. We need the final official confirmation, like I just can't wait to web swing, and they said that there will be a manual web swinging. Now, manual web swinging, last time I experienced something like that was in Spider-Man 2 PS2 version, the movie game. It was a really pain in the ass, it was really tough, like the manual swinging, you had to really get used to it, but when you got used to it, it was quite simple. And yeah, hopefully some web swinging shots in the trailer, and probably the trailer will feature like the villain, or at least a small tease of the possible main villain. Well, now let's go back to Electro. Maybe Electro will be the main villain and they will sort of make a little bit different story from the movie, actually. Yes, we will fight Electro during Times Square. At Times Square, that would be awesome, really, fighting Electro at Times Square. But the overall plot of the game will differ from the movie. Either that, or it will follow up the events of the previous movie, and whatever is going to happen there. My bet is we're probably going to see the comeback of Black Cat from the first game, most likely. If Oscorp is the main villain and it's not Smythe, who else? Now let's go through possible villains, like A-list villains like Doc Ock, Green Goblin, maybe Mysterio. I could see him being the main villain of the game. Why not? Mysterio, like Doc Ock, well, seeing how they are making a Sinister Six movie. Well, they showed Rhino in the first game, which was a complete opposite to what we'll see in the movie, a different Rhino. So yeah, they can throw Doc Ock, and it will have nothing to do. This Doc Ock will have nothing to do with the Doc Ock from the actual Sinister Six movie. So yeah, Doc Ock, Mysterio, Green Goblin, Norman Osborn, or I don't think it's Harry. Whatever happens to him in the second movie, I don't think we'll see him in the game. Now, who else? Jekyll. Well, why not? I mean, on the Daily Bugle's viral website, they already teased Jekyll and the whole clone saga. So probably they can make Jekyll the main villain of the game, but without any cloning. He's the master of the medical researches, he's a crazy guy, he's a crazy scientist, so they can make a different story for him. Or something like, maybe we will see something similar to the Spider Island story from the comics. I don't know, like they will make the whole New York City, like he will obtain a sample of Peter's blood and will make various clones, like monstrous Spider-Man clones, and we will have to fight them through the game. So yeah, Jekyll, Mysterio, Doc Ock, Green Goblin, Well, certainly, they can go with the symbiote. Even thought that symbiote played a huge role in the Web of Shadows. It was a huge part of the story, the symbiote. Uh, maybe Venom Carnage. Well, it's unlikely, but why not? But I don't really see Carnage as the main villain of the game. So yeah, it's either Electro, Uncle Ben's killer, whoever he is, what kind of creature he is. Is he a cross-species experiment from Oscorp, or he is somebody else? So yeah, let me know about your thoughts, guys. Who will be the main villain of the game? I'm really curious about your theories about the overall plot of the game. The one thing I really loved, they confirmed it recently, well, not recently, a couple of weeks, months ago, that you will actually be able to play as Peter Parker. So some investigation work, really cool. I mean, if you can put your Spidey costume in wardrobe and just walk down the streets of New York City as Peter Parker, actually taking photos. We've seen this before, like in the Spider-Man 3 video game, the movie game, where you could actually play as Peter Parker at some point in the game. Well, hopefully it will be really interesting. I mean, investigation sort of gameplay is really cool. I mean, you can spot all the like mysterious secrets and try to discover something as Peter Parker, not as Spider-Man. I'm really another thing I'm wondering about, Peter's parents. In the first game, nothing about them was said. Maybe in the second game something will tie up with Peter's parents, Richard and Mary Parker's storyline. That would be really cool. Now, what other villains we will see in the game? Well, they can throw Shocker. Why not? He's been featured in Spidey's games like forever. Just a random villain. Just one mission, including Shocker. They can throw Michael Morbius, as a in the trailer we spotted that there was Morbius file at Oscorp. So Michael Morbius might be another product of Oscorp, another cross-species vampire, and we will have to hunt him through the game. So yeah, Morbius, Shocker. I'm not counting the main villain. I'm just going through small villains through the game. Rhino not. Well, I don't know. They can bring Rhino from the first game, but I highly doubt about it. So yeah, Shocker. Well, they can throw Kraven the Hunter. That would be really interesting to see Sergei Kravenov on the Rampage and you as Peter Parker. Imagine walking down the Central Park, taking photos, and trying to find Kraven, who's been on the Rampage. That would be really cool. Well, if not Kraven, they can bring Puma. Last time we've seen Puma was in Spider-Man 2, the video game, the PC version. They're basically similar villains, sort of. If it's not Kraven, it can be Puma. Just for a brief time, just 1-2 missions, fighting Puma. In the trailer, in the first video game trailer, we've also seen some sort of gangs in New York City. Daily Bugle's viral website been teasing the big man, the enforcers, for quite a while, so maybe there will be some sort of crime syndicate, like Jade Syndicate from the Spider-Man PlayStation games, sort of the similar crime organization, and we will fight them from time to time during the game. And who might be the head of this crime organization? Well, Kingpin. Why not? They can make Kingpin, they can throw Kingpin in this game. Actually, maybe they can connect Kingpin with Oscorp. Well, you see, Oscorp been a huge part in the first game, and basically the main villain comes from Oscorp, so maybe this time they will go with a different road. It will be actually Kingpin. So yeah, now we throw Kingpin as well. So it's Mysterio, Jekyll, Daka, Green Goblin, Kingpin. I can see that those thugs from the first trailer might actually work for the Kingpin. So yeah, guys, let me know what do you think the plot is going to be like, and who's the main villain of the game, and what's going to happen with Gwen Stacy. I mean, if she dies in the movie, will she die in the game? Like during the, like, will they show that she died like in previous events or something like that, flashbacks? So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I'm off for now.